How many times did they actually, her poking Caitlin Clark in the eye? And that really had me thinking, like, damn, how many times did they actually, drop the ball and didn't call stuff against Caitlin? Now, Caitlin got called for a technical for hitting the back of the backboard. If somebody viciously clotheslined her, we're not getting.
WNBA refs don't seem to be taking the game seriously. Their calls on Caitlin Clark are all over the place. She gets hit hard with no foul, but then gets a technical for almost nothing. The bigger problem is that they seem to be pushing a certain agenda, and the evidence is pretty embarrassing. Stay tuned, because the truth is coming out.
ASAP. We see what's happening with Caitlin Clark. There's no reason you shouldn't be protecting your star player, because without Caitlin Clark, there won't be no sold-out arena.
The WNBA refs thought they could get away with how they treated Caitlin Clark last season, acting like she was just another player, while others got superstar treatment. They called fouls for the smallest things on other players, but when Caitlin got tackled, tripped, or knocked down, they just stood by like it was part of the show.
None of the calls being missed like we seen last year, bro. These referees have to get it together. Now, we know the Indiana Fever front office did everything they had to do, put the right pieces around Caitlin Clark, make sure they make it far in the playoffs, and possibly get a WNBA championship. Well, that part is done. We got a new team. We got a new coach. They got everything they need to do to take off for the 2025 season. The only thing left is these WNBA referees. This need to be talked about, just like it was supposed to be talked about at the conclusion of that season. And I'm back on a bumper, bro. I am not letting up on them damn WNBA referees, because they are the biggest haters.
It was like the refs had a secret rulebook just for Caitlin Clark, one that said not to call fouls for her. Opponents could pull off WWE-style moves on her, and the refs would act like nothing happened. But if Caitlin even got near another player, boom, whistle, technical foul, free throws. It was like just breathing near someone was a flagrant foul.
They're definitely surprising at times. I feel like I do get held.
She sold this flop perfectly. I gotta tip my hat to it. Had her hand on her chest. Most people who flop, they always do the little face thing. And she sold it perfectly. I gotta give it to her. Here's like a play from a different game. Watch Caitlin's reaction.
Excuse me, they got it on Caitlin Clark.
She wanted to really call.
There were games where Caitlin got hit so hard, it looked like she was auditioning for an action movie. Arms flying, bodies crashing, defenders treating her like a bumper car. And the refs? They just watched the Jumbotron, pretending it was all just good defense.
TV would not be like it is now, where everybody's watching it because it's must-watch TV. But we are seeing how she's being treated. She's being pushed around. She's being slapped around. Sometimes she's being punched around. And the fouls just keep getting harder and harder.
Let's talk about consistency, or the total lack of it. One game, a defender can hip-check Caitlin so hard she might as well time travel, and there's no call. The next, someone gets their shoelace stepped on, and the refs rush in like lifeguards, whistles blaring. The double standard was wilder than a rookie trying to guard a veteran in the post. And the best part? The refs never explained a thing.
You have to be great as a ref. You have to be consistent. You have to. It can't be inconsistent. It can't be AAU refs.
No accountability, no recognition, just pure gaslighting. Caitlin would take hits like a quarterback in the pocket, get up expecting a call, and the refs would already be jogging down the court like nothing happened. At this rate, she might need a body cam just to prove it. And let's not forget the offensive fouls she got just for existing, dribbling, cutting, or even just looking at the basket. It's like the refs woke up every day thinking, how can we make Caitlin Clark question reality today?
And them not calling fouls like this one last night. Let's just check it out. There's going to be a drive down the court here, right? And we've got another clothesline from hell. This time Marina Mabry on Caitlin.
And of course, social media caught everything. The refs might have thought they were being slick, but the internet never forgets. Every missed call, every blatant foul, every time Caitlin got practically mugged on the court, it was all documented like a crime show. The WNBA got dragged so hard that even people who don't watch basketball were asking, how is this even legal? The refs were so bad last season, you'd think they were flipping coins at halftime to decide who to punish next. And surprise, surprise, Caitlin Clark ended up on the wrong end of it more times than anyone could count. These refs weren't just bad. They were on a mission, like a secret society of whistleblowers making sure Caitlin never had a peaceful night on the court. But now, the league is finally investigating them, and it's about time. Let's be real. Half of these refs wouldn't even get hired for a middle school game, yet they were making calls like they had a personal vendetta against Clark. And the most infamous example? The now legendary eye poke from DJ Carrington.
And, you know.
But you see how the hand starts out like this, and then she goes down and says, I'm poking this bitch in the eye.
Basically.
Let's see you make a three-pointer with one eye, you know?
But, you know, again, that goes back to that. If you want to be the greatest, you got to deal with the hate and the haters and people that are doing dirty shots and trying to take you out. That's normal.
It's what Jordan went through, right? It's what Jordan went through.
For sure.
Yes, the eye poke. A moment so ridiculous it deserves its own Hall of Fame exhibit. DJ Carrington practically shoved her entire hand into Caitlin's face like she was digging for the last Pringle in the can. And what did the refs do? Absolutely nothing. No whistle, no review, not even a simple, hey, maybe don't assault people on live TV. They just watched it happen like it was part of the game. Meanwhile, Caitlin barely breathes near a defender, and the refs are blowing their whistles like lifeguards spotting a shark. Illegal screen? Offensive foul. Breathing too hard? Foul. Looking at someone the wrong way? Foul. They called everything on her, except an actual travel, which is hilarious considering half the league treats the rulebook like a bedtime story they stopped reading in 6th grade. And now, the league is finally investigating? You're telling me someone just now realized, hey, maybe our refs shouldn't officiate like they have a personal vendetta against a rookie? Maybe someone in the WNBA office actually sat down, watched the games, and thought, this seems a little suspicious.